class, Scientist Schiffman here, and welcome back to my laboratory. Today we're going to be doing a fun experiment called dancing popcorn. For this experiment, we'll need a few materials. We will need baking soda, we will need citric acid, we will need popcorn in the form of kernels, we will need some water, we will need a glass that's see-through, and we'll need a spoon. Before we do our procedure, I just want to talk a little bit about citric acid. This is definitely a new material that we're working with. Citric acid is an acid that is found in citrus fruits such as oranges and lemons. It is a natural preservative, and it adds flavor to foods. So now that we have our materials, we can start our procedure. So the second step says, fill a cup halfway with water. So I'm going to fill this cup to about here. Okay. Now we're going to put about a half a spoonful of citric acid into the cup of water. So here's our citric acid. I'm going to drop it into the water. I'm just going to stir it so that it's all the way throughout the water. Okay. Now we're going to pour the popcorn kernels into the cup. So these are the kernels. Okay. And then I'm going to add a spoonful of baking soda to the cup. But before I do that, I want to go over our questions. There's two questions I want you to think about. Number one, what will happen when the citric acid and the baking soda mix? And then the second question I want you to think about is, what will happen to the popcorn kernels? So make sure you're looking all over here to see what happens. Okay. You ready? Here's our baking soda. So I see bubbles. And it looks like the kernels are starting to dance. Put a little bit more baking soda in it. So you can see some of the popcorn kernels going to the bottom and then coming back up. And this is going to be repeated. So they keep going down and then coming back up to the surface. And if you want, you can also put food coloring in it. Just makes it a little more fun. Okay, so let's go over what just happened. So the first question was, what happened when the citric acid and the baking soda mixed? So a chemical reaction occurred and it created carbon dioxide bubbles. Okay. And then what happened to the popcorn kernels? Well, because there were carbon dioxide bubbles, they were placed on the kernels, and once there were a lot of bubbles on the kernels, they came to the surface. But when the bubbles popped, they would go back down. And this process is repeated. See, they're going down and then they're going back up. And then when they go back down, more carbon dioxide bubbles land on the kernels and they go back up. Okay, so this can happen for a while. If you would like to do this experiment and you don't have citric acid, that's okay. You can substitute it by using vinegar. This is an experiment that's a little similar to the first experiment we did. So definitely still a chemical reaction is happening, but this time we use citric acid instead of vinegar. That's all I have for today. Until next time, bye.